BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. Yes, we're back at it again.
Blessings, blessings.
Yes, and it is a blessing. It's a blessing that we're making this happen again. Another video experience for you. We've got 2 of them out there already. We've got the 1-year anniversary episode, and then we've got the most recent one, which was No Emotion Gold Mask. Shouts to the gods. YouTube, y'all know what to do. Get to YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications, all that, and then some. And yeah, man, this one's being another one that's being done by the help of Rock Productions, man. Shouts to Rock Productions, putting this thing together, making it happen. Yes. With that being said, getting the official business out of the way, I got once again a dope guest with me. A dope guest with me. You might not recognize him. You might recognize him. Either way, it's King Tetrus. What's going on, my man?
Blessings, bro.
Such a pleasure.
You for letting me, grace your platform or whatever. That intro, that was beautiful.
Was it?
That was very well done. That was very done. That was very, very well done.
It's one of the few things I feel like got, and sometimes I still fuck it up. Sometimes I still fuck it up.
I was literally jamming to the intro, like, yeah, bro, get it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here now.
Man, and talking about jams, I mean, I'm sure you know when a jam is a jam.
We do what we can.
Okay.
We do what we can.
Dope. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. Even the ones who've been here before, welcome too. But let me break it down real quick. I got a guest here, as you can see. King Tetrus in the house with me. We're going to get to know King Tetrus. Once we get to know King Tetrus, we're going to get to know his beer taste. He's going to sample 4 beers. He's going to give us his thoughts on them. He's going to rank them for us too, 1 through 4, which is the best, which is not the worst, but the least favorite. I like to think all beers are good. There's not really a worse or a bad beer.
It's like levels of greatness.
Yes,
levels
exactly.
Of greatness.
Once we get that accomplished, then we'll get into beats. We'll talk about what he's listening to nowadays, what he came up listening to, influences, what's on the playlist, what moves him, what motivates him. And then we talk food, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. It's like what do you like to eat? What's on the menu most of the time?
Yeah.
You know? So with that, let's get to know King Tetrus first of all and foremost.
Yeah.
MC.
Yes.
Rapper voice, rapper face,
voice.
all
check. Yo, check. Yo, the rapper voice. Yeah. To switch, it's like you got to get it in your pocket.
Okay.
Check. Yo, right?
I'm working on it.
You almost had it.
I'm taking lessons.
Like on your intro, if you need me to be a consultant,
we could do that
for like your rapper voice or like.
I'm always looking for dope counsel.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, dope.
I got you.
So where did this start off for you?
So, man, I kind of started rhyming, and it's not very a poetic reason for it. It's very, very shallow. And
it was girls.
Yes.
That's typically it.
I'm going to say this to you. I haven't said this to very many people. Okay?
Exclusive.
Drop the DJ Clue bomb in the background right now.
Yes.
Exclusive. All right?
That'll be on post.
Right.
Yeah.
It's sad that not everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't grow up listening to hip hop,
we're going to learn something, though.
Yeah, like you don't know about the DJ Clue exclusive versus the Funkmaster Flex exclusive.
2 different things.
Or the Street King. We're getting deep.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting deep.
You digress. I digress. You digress.
We'll work through it.
Yeah.
No, so I started rhyming. This would have been like 9th grade, and there was a girl, lovely young lady. Her name was Crystal, and I was like, at this point, I had just come from private school where like we had less shapy, curvy women.
Got you.
Right. So I get to the school, and I'm like, y'all got both like ass and titties. Like, you got the combo? This is wild. So I remember her, and every day at lunch, she would just go like hang out with like the b-boys and rhymers and graffiti artists.
Okay.
And I was like, it's not too late. I haven't lost her to the streets yet. Like, it's not too late. We can figure this out. So I had her for homeroom, and like homeroom, that's where you kick the most game. You find like 2 girls in the class that you have to see the whole year. But chances are you have to see them for 4 years because your last name doesn't change. Right?
Yeah.
So she was like, no, I love MCs. Da, 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 da. I was like, bet, say less. Right? I went home, made a rhyme, and I was good with words. So I was like, I made a rhyme, came to the cypher the next day, had no idea about freestyling, had no idea about anything. I didn't know that like it kept going. Like I had one rhyme, and then everybody was like, yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Where's the rest of it?
Like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, you guys brought more rhymes.
Because that's it for me.
That's it for me, bro. Like, this is it. So started rhyming after that, and then each day just kind of got progressively better. As mentioned, kind of in my history, I was a part of a group called FWA.
Okay.
And then 8 Mile kind of killed that for us because our group's name was called Free World Artists. And after
it
Papa
was,
Doc.
Yeah. After
Free World.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just
Damn, if 8 Mile didn't become such a popular movie, you would have been good.
Because I was jamming to that soundtrack before it came out.
Yeah.
He dropped the soundtrack, and like my favorite Triple Z and I's were like favorite song, Run Rabbit Run.
That's the one that you grabbed because it was on a sampler.
Yeah.
It wasn't even. It was like at first when you heard it was on a sampler, and you heard like a couple different songs off the soundtrack, and that was the.
I remember it like yesterday. It was Run Rabbit Run, Lose Yourself, the 8 Miles and Running with Jay-Z, and Freeway, and then like the Rakim. I think it was the Who Won a Battle. Was it no? Was it Rakim? No, because Rakim's album joint when I was like, oh, Rakim, K.
Wait, there was that. Now, see, now I'm supposed to know this, but my research and development department is not here right now.
It's fine.
So we'll guess. We'll figure it out. But it was a Rakim song that was on there?
Yeah, Rakim had a song on there. It was like.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, makes sense because for a minute there, he was signed to Aftermath. There was supposed to be a Dre Rakim project, and that's probably where that happened.
Yeah.
But needless to say, so 8 Mile messed up the whole Free World.
So then at that point, the group kind of like hit its ceiling, and we had come out with a couple like little mixtapes, like little fun mixtapes. And I started like just going into ciphers, battles, b-boy jams, just kind of just doing that kind of thing.
Okay.
And from there, I just, after high school, I went up to school. Did a bunch more songs, mixtapes with a band called Speak Easy. We had some success. We did some shows for like The Roots, Mac Miller, Wiz Khalifa. Just anybody that came to Tallahassee, like they came and showed us love.
I was gonna get to that. Before you get to that, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I'll just backtrack a little bit.
Let's
go
do
into the story. How willing of a participant would you have been if Homegirl told you, I love B-boys? Would you have gone home and like worked on head spins or something? Like, were you a little relieved that it was MC and not like you had to climb a building to put up a tag or actually do a windmill?
I'm going to be honest with you. I know I look very, very coordinated, but my 6-step would have put me in a grave. It would have been 6-step to 6 feet under. That's what it would have been. That would have been the combo. Yes. 6 feet, 6 feet under. It would have been done. And my head's disproportionately big, so like I just wouldn't have. Like I'm a look fine from the sideline person. Like I got my 2-step.
Got you.
This is where I live, right here. That's where I live, right here.
Yeah, you know your place, man. That's it.
So like, if the girl needs me to do more than that,
we might have to question. She might have to question how she found herself.
Yeah, that's it.
In your company.
That's what it is. So
all right, but you were saying so. Became a Knoll.
Yeah.
Shouts to the Knolls.
Yeah. Everything dope. I love and everything above, go Knolls.
There you go. What years were you there, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I went there. I was on like the 6-7 year plan.
So you covered some territory. But I don't blame you, man. Monroe, Tennessee Street, and Monroe, that shit gets live out there.
Yeah. I was I got there like 2008 or 2008, and then I left in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right before they won that last national championship.
Fucking bullshit. Because I had to watch crappy football teams year after year. All my friends are from Miami, so all of them are like, the U, the U, it's all about the U, and I'm like, we're good too, guys. Like we're good too, and it didn't really work out that way. So then the year after leaving, Jameis comes in and like. We have that wonderful team, and it was the biggest blessing ever. I actually cried, like not because we won,
overcome by emotion,
not because we won, but because I finally could talk shit to my friends and family. Like,
family was giving it to you too?
Well, you said that so poetically that it touched my soul. Like, I'm not saying I've had this conversation before, but like you were like, yo, your fam's too, homie? Yeah, like my moms and dads, they're ruthless. So I have 3 sisters.
Okay.
Both my parents went to school in Alabama. Okay. My older sister went to school in Alabama. My brother-in-law went to school in Alabama. I started my career in Alabama. So the only reason like I am an FSU fan is because I went there. So like my family in their beautiful country accents, because I'm like, my sister Doja and I are the only two that don't have like Medea, super southern accents. So we, you know, they tell me all the time, like, oh yeah, y'all Florida State don't look so good this year. And bless your heart. Bless your heart.
How they, the art of subtly sneak dissing, like they'll diss you or they'll snap on you with like the most subtle, and you have to question where like, are they insulting me? I think that's, but she's so nice about it.
Like I will say this move. So now growing up in Miami, from my super southern country family, really prepared me for the pettiness in families here, because like a lot of my friends' Hispanic grandmothers are like the most gossipy people, and I love it. Like I'm here totally for it. Like I'm totally here
grandmas
for it.
are the observers.
Like,
they're the watchers. There's nothing that happens that they don't pick up on.
I love it.
And then use it later.
My boy told me his grandmother didn't like his girl because of her nails, and she literally walked up to him and was like, "No, I don't like her.
No es pa' ti.
Her nails, I don't like her." And I was like, bruh, her nails, that's it? Like, that's it. He's like, bro, I gotta cut her. Like, grandma hates her. Like,
it ain't gonna get better from there.
And then or like a bad spirit. She gives me bad spirit. Oh, now the whole family hates her. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if like we can forgive your spirits. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, you've been walking around with your spirit for years now, I imagine. What's the chances that's gonna change? Like grandma said it was bad.
Yeah. So
but going back to Tallahassee opening up for
all that stuff.
Another great thing about a college community is that you get those acts that some other places won't get. Like I remember my oldest son, alumni, Seminole, and while he was up there.
When was he there?
He left in 13. 13 was his last year.
What's his name?
Alex Cordero. Shut up. What up, Alex?
Alex Cordero. Was he in a fraternity?
No. Nah. Unless it was like a video game thing, maybe not.
Oh, okay.
Shouts to you, Alex.
Go knows, Alex. Your dad has lots of faith in you and your partying skills,
he's killing it. He's killing it. He's out in West Virginia now doing the weather thing, so he's been doing it for years. But he was up there. But while he was up there, when we would do the trips, I would notice that the TCC would have like they would say, oh, so and so's in town, and it was like Joel Ortiz popped up. I think he went to a MERS show up there too. He told me. Yeah. And it was like, man, those artists, like they stop at a certain point. They'll travel down maybe Gainesville, but they never make it down here, or rarely. I'm not saying never, rarely make it down here.
That's not growing up, but filling out my musical kind of journey, having it start in Tallahassee for real, was a blessing, because I saw Wiz Khalifa pre-tats. Like,
okay, when he was a blank canvas.
Yeah, like blank canvas. He still had his chucks, but he had like a couple good songs, right? Like Flight School, some of that stuff. The very next year, he had Black and Yellow come out, and like Ink My Whole Body was like the one. Cushion Orange Juice had just blown up. Okay. And like the concert I saw was probably the size of like this room with like 30 people the first time, and then like the next time he was like, yeah, we want you guys to perform, and that show, Mac Miller was the main person that performed for him. 1 year later, Mac Miller's the main, and then like that's how we got all those connections. So it was I kind of fell in love with rhyming, and then just it became one of those things. We used to have this thing called Freestyle Friday or Cypher Fridays. Okay. In front of the library, in our library in Tallahassee is open 24 hours. So what we would do is called Midnight Library. We'd have the cypher start at like 10. And then we had a Starbucks downstairs, so like all the sorority houses and girls and stuff would come there, and like it just was like a big thing. And each week just became what I loved, and I just really enjoyed the cipher, and just started rhyming. And then I was in the midst of getting really good at music, like getting really good at putting words together. And then I left the life for a girl.
Boom, cliffhanger. Let's hold it right there because
He
sounds like
looked
it's
at
gonna
me
get good.
such a disappointing dad look. You gave me,
I haven't practiced that at all. I haven't.
Oh my god, that was great. You gave me the best disappointing dad. Like the whole time, you're like, "Yeah, good story, bro, good story." And then I said a girl, you were like, "Hold that thought, hold that thought." Quick commercial break. Here we go.
There's nothing that goes better with girl stories than brews.
Let's go. I might need a shot after that.
Yes, BrewsBeats&Eats. Real quick, where can they find you?
King_Tetrus on everything. Album coming out 10/10. We'll talk about it more. It's gonna be the greatest thing that's ever happened to the world since Triple Z's album and his video "Sexiest Man Alive." Just want to plug that because I'm a friend.
Somehow I believe him. Somehow I believe him, and I don't even dare question the statements that just came from King Tetrus. Shouts to Triple Z. But like I said, this story goes on because there's a lot more to cover. And I mean, if we're gonna start talking about girls and the way they sent us, the directions,
let's go.
You know, the path. Let's go. Some beers.
Let's ruin the liver. Let's do it.
BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast.
Peace,
Tetrus.
peace.
Oh, head at.
Big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer. Beer, 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 beer. Big beer, little beer, big beer, little beer.
BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. I got King Tetrus with me, as you can see, still here. For those that are listening, take my word for it. He's going to speak in a couple minutes again.
Hi, guys.
We are in the brews section, the brews segment, the brews portion, whatever adjective you'd like to use to describe this. Like I said before, 4 beers. Tetrus is going to taste one at a time, give us his thoughts on them. We'll talk some early beer memories. But before we get into that, let's continue the story. So, this young lady.
By the way, did you mean for it to rhyme at the end? Like, did you mean for the last 4 bars to rhyme? Because
that's something that's starting to happen.
That was so good.
I appreciate that.
So good, man. So
it validates the fact that I've done this 53 times. But who's counting?
Yeah. That's good, man. I'm really happy for you. That was good.
I'll drink. Go ahead.
Where do I go?
So
is
the
there
first
a method to this? Let's talk
all
about
right. So
it.
you're gonna go left to right. It's the furthest one from you.
Okay.
I believe it's labeled pool on this side, which is kind of just like a indicator of what you're drinking there. Not pool water, but just the name of the beer itself. So that one right there. If you're ready to go, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm
Well,
ready
cheers.
to go.
This one here.
Do I drink it? Or?
No, go ahead. It's all you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
so while you do that, so
other thing?
there's no awkward pause while you're sipping. I'm gonna give the people some stats here. You know, I mean, we do awkward well on this show, but if we could control it,
okay.
I try to keep it to a minimum. Hit it. This first one you're having is from the McKellar Brewing Company out of San Diego. It's their passion pool. It's their sour gose or sour goes.
It's super sour.
Yeah.
It's like I had 5 Jolly Ranchers. It's really good, guys. You should try it.
Medic. No.
You should get it. It's really good.
Yeah. It clocks in at 5%, and like I said, it's brewed in California.
So good.
Disclaimer, I probably should have said that before we started sipping. I'm not sponsored by anybody.
Okay, good. All
so
right.
you have at it. Like,
Okay.
you give me your truest, how you feel. If feelings are hurt, there's always beer to get you over it. So
If I give you my honest opinion here on this one,
I'm hoping.
this one right here,
Yes.
this is not good. Okay.
Gotcha.
It has it's that feeling like when you have like a Sprite too quickly and it punches you in the chest, but not just like a normal Sprite, like a McDonald's Sprite where it's like extra on side.
Okay. It's been a while since I've been to a McDonald's, so I'm going to have to take your word for it.
Judgment. Judgment.
Really?
Yeah, that was God. Anyway, so this one's not the best. Not my favorite here.
Okay.
Would I buy this since it's 5% alcohol? If I hung out with a whole bunch of the Caucasian persuasion.
Okay.
Right.
Shouts to my peeps.
Right.
Thanks for
Shout
tuning
out,
in.
Right. I would definitely make sure that this is there because my friends don't. Again, not to generalize, my boys don't really care about the taste. They just want to know like how quickly they can get to
Point A to point B.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes.
Got you. Dope.
Shout out
Okay.
Triple Z.
Okay.
So this one's not going to be for me personally.
Okay.
This would be a negative review for me.
Got you.
Yes.
All right. Well, So this is where I would normally ask about the earliest beer memories, but we did leave off. We gave the people the cliffhanger, and I'm sure they're like, they're at the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
They're turning the volume up on their keyboard as they're listening to this on,
let's
at
go.
work, you're watching it on YouTube.
Let's go.
So the young lady.
Yes. Okay. So, funny story. It's kind of how I got into. We talked about it off cam that I got into recruiting. So, my girl at the time graduated before I did. Okay. So she graduated before me, but I was already in Miami, like acting a fool. So I didn't know this back then, but like people could tag you on Facebook without you saying yes or no. Right?
Okay.
So I was at every single party. I was at every single club. I was doing the most. So like on nights, she's like, "Hey, what'd you do last night?" I don't know, nothing. Just I was at home hanging out with my
Uneventful.
mom. Yeah, whatever. I'm like 4 girls around me, bottles. Like this is back when like Jersey Shore was popping. So I was like rosaried out, like super Miami. And she's like, "So who's this?" And I was like, "Well, I don't have an answer." So she was like, "Hey, what are we doing?" She lived in Tampa at the time. She goes, "What are we doing? Are you moving here? You're not moving here?" She's like, "All right, cool. I'm going to give you like 2 weeks. If we don't make a plan.
Fortnight.
Basically." So I was like, "Oh my God, no, I love her so much. I love her so much." And then I moved to Tampa and then we broke up in like 2 months. Like
Wow.
2 months. But I got a job working in recruiting and that's kind of how it all worked out. But at that time, that was like a pivotal time because at that time I was doing crazy open mics.
Okay.
Really crushing the open mic scene in downtown, Fort Lauderdale, South Beach, really crushing it and starting to get some momentum. So at that point, it really stunted my growth, right? So Cypher in the Circle, specifically, at Triple Z's here.
Yeah, yes.
If you guys haven't heard, Wizard, his album Wizard, is phenomenal. Okay, I'm not saying it because I'm on it, but it's one of the best albums I've heard, at least in the last 30 years.
I can't help but smile because
Yeah.
we had a conversation, and now I'm trying to figure out exactly where you're coming from with. But I'm just gonna go listen to it for myself.
Yes.
Shouts to Triple C. I'm gonna listen to that myself. Yeah, because we discussed.
Way under.
But
Sorry, way under?
Under.
Okay,
Way under.
my bad. So,
that dial
okay,
back.
we'll take it back like one level. I can
It's
give
a
you
strong
one.
album.
Yes,
An
strong.
excellent effort.
Yes, the
from
best.
the MC. Okay.
Yes,
dope.
the best. So that was the story, and that was really kind of stunted my growth. And then it wasn't until Cypher in the Circle, me mingling, and I was really extremely unhappy with my existence from like a work standpoint, personal standpoint. It just felt I was living someone else's existence.
Gotcha.
Right? So my parents, much like many old school parents, like go to school, get this job, live this life, right? So I'm checking off boxes, and I'm like, I thought I would be happier here doing this. Oh, I thought I'd be happier doing this.
Yeah.
I got invited to the Cyphers again, and it really kind of woke me up that whatever I was doing previously, I would never have the same level of like comfort, same level of peace than I was doing now. So Triple Z and I got together, and he helped me kind of like frame my sound, frame my project a little bit, and this is Crown Me King. So that's kind of the segue how we got to here. If you want to know my first beer story, I will have to drink.
No, we're gonna get into the second one, and then you hit us with the early beer memory.
Okay, let's
so
do
boom, let's get into that second one. You don't want to drink that one no more?
I have to.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I have
All right,
to.
listen. Okay.
Quitters, no
Dope.
quitters.
That's
No matter what you do.
I applaud it. You see it through. I didn't mean for that to rhyme either, and it happens. Son of a bitch. Man.
You're doing a great job, bud.
I appreciate
You're
that.
doing a great job.
But I did fail to bring out something to cleanse the palate.
I'm good. No worries.
Okay, you
I
good?
was going to Tallahassee. We're good. We're ready.
Yeah, you're ready.
Yeah,
to
we're
go.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's focus our attention on this second brew. This is funny. This is from the Smutty Nose. I don't know if that's a derogatory term, but it's from the Smutty Nose Brewing Company. It's their Old Brown Dog. It's a brown ale. It clocks in at a 6.7, and it's out of New Hampshire.
This is phenomenal.
You like that one?
It like warmed my soul. It was so good.
It's a bounce back from the one before.
This is so good.
Now I gotta tell you, this is the first time I'm trying it too.
Let's cheers to that.
No, for sure. And I am thoroughly pleased with this one as well. Yeah. All right.
This is so good.
You like this is the one.
This like brightened up my day. I felt
Okay.
like this is when Superman found out he was Superman. Like this is those
Yeah, okay.
moments.
Okay.
Those
Like the
moments.
first time something hit him and he didn't flinch
Yeah.
and he was like, "Whoa, what happened there?"
Yeah, it's almost like finding a $20
Is that how it
bill.
happened? I don't even know if that's. But anyway.
It's like finding like a $20 bill by accident, like when you forgot your wallet somewhere. And you're like, oh, I don't have any cash. Like on a Sunday when the bank's not
Yeah.
open and you can't get a card.
And then
you're
the
just
universe
like,
be like, "I got you. I got you."
thank you. This
Yes.
is phenomenal.
Dope.
Wow, what's this called?
That one is the old brown dog from Smutty Nose.
We've got to
Smutty
work
Nose.
on their marketing because this is a terrible name for a beer.
That's what I'm saying.
Terrible name. Like, it's not.
It's a New Hampshire thing. I can't say I've ever been to New Hampshire, and I don't understand their,
There's like 5 people that've been to New Hampshire, so don't feel bad. There's
yeah,
like 5 people
that's been there that don't have to be there. Like they've showed up because
Right,
by
right,
choice.
right,
Okay,
right.
yes, 5 of them. My dad, that stat somewhere. You're digging that one. Boom. So, earliest beer memory.
Okay. That's beautiful. I want it for my birthday. Like, it's so good.
Hey, album
so good.
release party.
Album release, I
party.
need-
We're bringing a case of that Smutty Nose.
Like, I really, like, if I tell my friends I want some Smutty Nose, being in Miami, they may offer some different things. But this is beautiful. This is such a beautiful beer.
Well, now I wonder. Let's see how the rest of this plays
Right.
out. Because now I'm wondering, it's like, how's this next one gonna go?
Yeah,
But
okay.
regardless,
So my first beer memory is like hilarious. So I grew up playing sports. The reason I got to Florida State was I played tennis.
okay.
So I didn't really drink or do anything like that in high school until I went to Miami Beach High previously, and then I went to a private school that I will leave unnamed.
Okay.
I will leave unnamed. So I go to the school, and like my parents are like, you should meet more people, but it was down south in Kendall. We lived on like by the beach, so it just geographically didn't make sense. So I finally get invited to a party. The parties I used to go to previously were like dance parties. Like people were dancing, like all the girls pretty much dressed basically the same. Like we were on our Dipset, like that tall tee fitted down low, like that's what we were living. And they were like, oh, we're gonna go to a party. So when I hear that, I'm like, can I stop at the corner store and get a tall tee? And I got my fresh white on whites.
Yeah.
I am clean. You can't tell me nothing, right? So then I get to the party, and I was like, so where are all the black people? Like, did you guys not invite any black or Hispanic people? Or what's going on here? I can't make for both, bro. I can't be.
It's a lot of pressure on you.
It's a lot of pressure because now I'm the fun. Like, Greg, can you teach me this dance? What's this song? Like it's too much pressure. Too much pressure. So they go to me. They're like, yo, you want a drink? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You got Sprite? And they were like, loser. Like, you want a drink? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So they give me Sam Adams, okay? And even now as an adult, that's like that's like a beer drinker's entry level.
Okay.
Right? They didn't start with Corona. They didn't give me like a PBR, something that tastes like water. They gave me like beer.
Yeah.
But I see everybody drinking it like champions. Like this is what they do, right? Like how I drink Sprite or Powerade, that's how they drink beer. So I'm talking to this girl, and she's like talking to me, and I'm just like, she's like, hey Greg, just have a beer. And I was like, whatever you say, I don't care. Let's do it, right? Like whatever you're on,
You
I'm with
lead,
it.
I'll follow.
Like, whatever you're on, I'm down, right? So she gives me the beer, and she's just drinking, and she's like, here you go, I have some. And I was like, I don't know if there's something wrong with this. This tastes bad. It's like sour, right? So I like didn't want to like spit it out, right? So kept drinking it. And then I realized that it's customary, right, that once you finish one, someone asks you, do you want another one, right? Like you just can't have one. It's like a potato chip. Like someone like, can I get a chip? You just want a singular chip? Like just one? Like one?
You can't obviously be satisfied with that one chip.
Just one chip, right? So I had another beer, and then I remember like being like, this is so terrible. And then it wasn't until I got to college that I started to really enjoy beer. But my first experience with beer was not good.
No.
Was not good.
So-
I also had like the nastiest headache. That story ended up really bad. My parents were super strict. I told my parents I was sleeping in my boy's house. And then they were like, sure, no problem. My parents never let me sleep at people's houses, right? But they were like, they wanted me to meet people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So somehow I must have like told him to take me home, right? Like instead of going to his house. So I told him to take me home, mind you. That night also I had like tequila, like they were playing quarters, and I didn't know that like it could mess you up so disgustingly. So I'm just like popping the tequila shots, and I'm like, oh my God, I start throwing up. I say to him, take me home. I'm like, this is why I was like, I hate being the only black person here. Because if there is a black or a Hispanic person.
You don't get me.
Like, if you were at a party like that, and you were like, hey man, take me home, your friends would be like, hey bro, like, are you sure you want to go home like this?
Yeah.
like this? You know what time it is? It was like 2 a.m.
Yes.
On a normal day, my curfew was like 12. It was like 2 a.m. Homie took me home and like didn't even have the courtesy to like help me get into the house. So I had to like trying to get into the to the house.
You decided to practice your accuracy with a key into a lock.
My southern mother comes to the door, right, like with her hair wrapped. Like she's not with it, like at all. Apparently I didn't even acknowledge her. Like she opens the door and I just walk into my room, right? And I didn't wake up until like the next day at like 3 o'clock. Right? I had the worst hangover ever. Then to get like my parents waited for me to get all the way downstairs, and I saw my sisters and they were just looking at me like
They gave you the look.
Oh, you got some balls, right? And like, you know, when you're about to get your ass whooped, like I don't know if you have siblings.
Yes.
Okay, so like if you're about to get like completely destroyed, it's like no one makes eye contact with your parents because you don't want them to
for them to train their focus on you.
Right? Like
yes, because who knows if they got it out their system yet?
Like,
they might not have got it out their system. They might be looking for more, and they don't
Right.
need an excuse at that point.
Right.
And it's just like,
So-
oh, wait, you?
Yeah,
Okay.
like you too. So I started looking and I started seeing the signs, and then it's myself and my sister and then my mom, and I'm like, where is Dad? Where is he? Where is? And then it was like a scene out of Jurassic Park. Like, it's
Like tremble in the glass. It's like,
do you guys smell ass whooping? Did you get some ass whooping going on? That was my experience, my first time
Wow.
drinking. So I didn't drink for a very, very long time because of that ass whooping that I received. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot. That's a lot to deal on the back end of your first time drink. I mean, between the hangover, like you said, needing that much sleep to recover from it, and then on top of that, getting an ass whoop. But it's just a lot, bro. It's definitely a lot.
I did not represent well for black culture that night. No, I did not.
Listen.
I did not. I apologize.
Well, we're not gonna focus on your failures, just your successes.
Yes.
Let's get into this third beer.
Let's do it.
This third beer is from the Innis and Gunn Brewing Company. It is their
One more time.
Innis.
Innis. Okay.
Innis.
Okay. Innis. Okay.
Innis.
I need you to enunciate that one at a time. I was like, I need to make
Yo,
sure.
you know
what
what?
I'm saying.
It might be Innis, because it's Innis, but I'm thinking it's Innis.
Innis. Yeah.
Innis.
This works.
Yes.
Not straight up culo.
No, not Innis. No. Sounds right. So this is Innis and Gunn. This is their Blood Red Sky.
Okay.
It can only get better from here.
This is like a hocus pocus beer right here. It sounds like something out of like
There's a lot that
Winston-Salem or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know what?
This seems more like New Hampshire, but this is their red ale. Okay.
Yeah.
Off the fragrance, you
It's like
something.
it's super hoppy. Let's do this.
I'm actually gonna join you. I don't know if that's part of my reach there. While you gather your thoughts.
Oh my God, it's so good. Oh my God, this is so good.
Like
It's
I
so
said, the Innocent Gun, Blood Red Sky. It's a red ale.
It's so good.
Comes in at a 6.8%. It's out of Scotland. It smells great, and it's rum barrel aged beer.
Oh my God, this is really good.
Wow,
This is super good.
That is. Trying it for the first time, that actually is a very good beer. I haven't been disappointed by them. It's funny. Human Sushi put me on to you. Well, I first heard the episode you did with Human Sushi. Go check it out. Human Sushi on YouTube.
Rapper voice, check.
Excellent episode. When I had them on the show, there was an innocent gun too, and it was the error. You said the pronunciation of it, because right away Dre was like, Innocent Gun. That's an excellent name.
That's a great name for a rap album.
He was like, he took it to a comic book level. He's like, all right, the next character I write is gonna be Innocent Gun.
I love that.
So it does have that sound to it, but it's Innocent Gun. But I mean, I'm digging this one too. This is really good.
No, this was fire.
Okay,
It's
dope.
fire. Super dope.
My next question would be, what are you drinking nowadays?
I drink the liquor of the Negro Spiritual, Hennessy.
Okay.
I drink the liquor of the Negro Spiritual. For my ancestors, for my fathers.
Keeping the tradition.
So
what's your rabbit? Is that the slogan? Mm-hmm. What is your rabbit?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your rabbit? Shouts to Nas.
Yeah, just give me some Henny. So, as an adult, I guess it's like socially like not as accepted. Like the larger and the more I go in my career, I go to these happy hours and everyone has like their tequila, their vodka, all that. And hey, Greg, what are you drinking? You got any Henny? You got any Hennessy? And people are always like, typical.
You're playing a part too well.
Typical. So I've tried to branch out. I like beers.
Okay.
I've started to enjoy tequila a little bit more.
Okay.
But Old Faithful is Hennessy.
Okay.
That is my...
That's one of those that I haven't quite accomplished. Like,
you have to have somebody that makes it right away. Because it's a really harsh liquor.
Yeah.
So for my 30th birthday party, we had if it ain't Henny, I don't want any party. Okay. Because that was my slogan. If it ain't Henny, I don't want any. So we had Hennessy coladas. We had a Hennessy cake. We had...
Hennessy wings?
Bro, were you there?
It only makes sense, right?
You were there. I seen it. You were there.
It only makes sense. Like, if you're going to go as far as cake and the drink, it's like, yo, you got to have Henny wings.
We had Oreo Hennessy, which you mix Hennessy white and Hennessy black, and you make an Oreo. I called it Oreo. They called it Lenny Kravitz. But, like, whichever one you want to go with. I thought it would be like, just, Lenny didn't do anything to us. So, like, we shouldn't do that for him. So we said Oreo, Hennessy white, Hennessy black. What else did we have? We had, Hennessy sangria the next day, which is delicious. It's dangerous.
Wow.
Dangerous. I had like a pool thing the next day, and we mixed like Hennessy, the sangria, the wine, all the fruit, everything. But what we forgot is that drinking that hard liquor in the sun gets you like even more torched. It was a great day. It was a great day.
Dope.
Great day. I had just gotten like my apartment. That was a good party. It was a good party. So I'm trying my best to drink Hennessy, to wean off Hennessy. My dad, he drinks like wine, and he's sophisticated and cultured. And myself, I think it's ever apparent he grew up on like Isley Brothers and like that type of stuff, right? So he wears like linen and tucks his shirt in on the weekend, right? Where I was like
exposes the belt.
Yeah,
like, gotta show off the belt.
That like born in the 50s kind of swag, right? Yeah. Where like they have one pair of jeans and like wear them for the rest of their lives, right? That's who my dad is, and I grew up on like Project Pat and like that type of stuff. So ever since a little kid,
contrast.
It was like but that was my introduction to into the music. But that's really what I'm drinking.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, the next thing you're gonna drink, I bet you, is this fourth beer. Because I mean, that's what we do here. So, this fourth and final beer is from the Victory Brewing Company.
Oh, yeah.
It is their Golden Monkey.
I feel like they changed the glass. Yeah, they changed. They used to be.
The logo was.
I had this.
It's possible.
I had this at Rock Burger.
Okay.
Rock Burger right here.
It was Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be in a glass, and we used to have this for pregame for FSU games when we would watch. because it's like really strong, right?
Yeah, it's got the 9.5, so it gets the job done. So that's why I saved it for the end. I was like, yeah. So 9.5, it's where am I here? It's a triple, and it's from Pennsylvania. And that's your Golden Monk. It's actually a good one. I mean, if you're trying to accomplish that point A to point B without sitting there and just constantly.
It's so good.
Is it? Okay.
It's so good.
Okay. Damn. All right.
This is so good. It's so good. You went 75% out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and that rarely happens.
And I torched these two.
Yeah.
Like, these are done. These are done, champion style.
Yes, I agree. And I appreciate you going through all of them. I mean, most people's like, I mean, hey, listen, if you take a sip, you take a sip. I just want your thoughts on them. But if you power through them, I mean, well, like you said, the only one that you would have to power through is that first one, which takes us right back to the ranking system. So at this point, while you're sipping that one, I know you touched on, I guess they got progressively better. But one time, for the viewers, for the listener, 1 through 4.
I can do this easy.
Got it.
The blood red sky, the old mud dog,
The old brown dog.
We got to work on the marketing.
Yeah.
The African American dog, and then the monkey.
The monkey.
Yeah.
And then.
We're not going to count this one.
Okay,
this
we're
was
not.
the mulligan.
We're not.
Okay, this was the mulligan.
Yeah.
This was the mulligan. Like, this would be if we were in early 90s and like the Bayside team, like Casey Slater and all these people, wanted to go to the beach. Like, they would drink. This is what they would drink. Right? Yeah. There would be a whole episode on how great this was. And like, years later, there's a commercial saying, hey, did you and your friends drink Passion Pool? You might be entitled to a settlement.
And you know what Jessie's gonna be doing, right? She's gonna be on the beach going, "I'm so excited!
Yeah.
I'm so excited!"
That's
Saved by the Bell reference.
That's basically what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna. She's gonna be so drunk off her ass.
Are you and your friends? Have you and your friends drink passion fruit beer or passion pool beer? You might be eligible for a
class action lawsuit.
Class action lawsuit. Call me now. Right?
Yeah. High sodium levels.
This is also a beer I feel like Miss Cleo would drink. Like,
why? Because of the tropical?
Like, call me now for my free reading. Like, she's probably sipping
those. Yeah.
Probably sipping this for sure.
Man, Miss Cleo, the first Miss Cleo reference on the show.
You're welcome, guys.
We made it happen.
That's how I feel about this beer. That's how I feel about this beer.
Dope.
This is like the Proswell of beers.
Bro, but you need a businessman though. You need a business.
Like, this is the Proswell of beers. This is like, you gave me the Fugees right here, and then you gave me Proswell of the Fugees. And like, by the way, every time I hear him rap, I think to myself, as being in a studio now, right?
Yeah.
Making an album, I think to myself, how the hell do they let this motherfucker on these goddamn amazing songs, right? And I'm like, when I hear Ready or Not, I'm like, yeah.
Smoking BDs while I burn my calories?
Yeah.
That's not.
The fact that he can tell people he's a multi-platinum rapper, right, makes me really upset. He may be top 5 least useful rappers that have made money in hip hop. Like, top 5. 100%.
Yeah.
Top 5, right? Again, I love Tribe, but like Jerobi was kind of like.
Yeah, Jerobi was. The contributions weren't what Fife, Ali, and Q-Tip did. Definitely. Dude. But on that last album.
That doesn't count. The last album?
Jerobi.
The last Tribe album?
I think. Shit, hold on a second.
The last Tribe album.
This is BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. We're talking about beats, but let's wrap up this segment real quick. Cliffhanger. We're going to get into thank you for your service. We'll take it from here when we get back. King Tetrus, old head Ed, BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast.
Tetrus.
BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast, and we have reached the beats portion. I feel that as we're interacting, talking, chopping it up, I find myself getting closer to this table, and I don't know, trying to do like this cool, like laid back thing, but anyway.
The more and more that we go on, I feel like we're like Ron Burgundy and Anchorman right now. Like, I just feel like I want to say like, hello, California.
Yeah, like, and then you're gonna throw it to somebody.
Yeah, like.
And now the ginger with the weather.
With the weather.
But we don't do weather here, all right? We talk beats.
Beats.
In this portion, and we're gonna pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
We gave Faraz all the praise he could handle on one episode.
Bad, bro. He's the worst.
We moved on. We started talking about Jerobe's absence or lack of presence after People's Past and Stick This Tribe.
After the second album.
That was Low End, but
no, he only was on 2 albums.
yes, on the and barely on Low End, but then he came back on the last album, and I felt for one that I was like, I think this should answer all the Jerobe questions. Like for everybody, it's like, what does this guy do? What is that? It's like, yo, he carried a lot on that album. That's my opinion. But listen, I'm not being interviewed here. We're talking.
Here's my thing. I can actively speak to this.
Okay.
Jerobe, to me, okay, is like the importance of him in Tribe is like Inspect'a Deck to Wu-Tang, right?
Whoa, hold on a second.
Now, hear me out. Give me the correlation. I'm gonna tell you the correlation. Just give me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead. All right. This is interesting.
Now, if you hear a Wu-Tang song, right? Let's say any Wu-Tang song. If you could hear any Wu-Tang song, and you could put together just 4 people on the fucking thing, are you putting Inspect'a Deck on there?
To start off every time.
Every time.
I bomb atomically.
That's the best thing he's ever said. He's never said anything at the level of a bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies,
What he did on Cream?
hypotheses. Huh?
What he did on Cream?
He's not, to me, when I say Wu-Tang, to me, personally, has 3 upper echelon lyricists. Okay. Everyone else is a step below that.
Okay.
Inspect'a Deck would be a step below that. Okay, to me.
Damn. And here I am coming up. Go ahead.
Where my thing is like, okay, we all watch sports. If you play ball, right? Like if you're in the NBA, you're better than 99% of the world.
Yes.
At whatever you do.
Yeah.
If you can score, if you average more than 2 points a game in the NBA, you're making $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you LeBron James?
No.
No, you're not LeBron James. You're in sweatpants the whole time, right? But like, are you in the league? Yes. Inspect'a Deck to me is in the league. Doesn't mean he's like a one-time All-Star to me. He's like the one-time All-Star that like that verse he did, right? And again, I'm saying this from someone who knows the bars, right? I remember hearing the Wu-Tang. Socrates. Look, I have a video of me at Wu-Tang screaming it like
Down here?
Yeah.
I was when they performed at Mana? Yeah, I was out there too.
I was there screaming it. That was a weird concert, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a weird concert.
Very strange.
It was weird.
Method Man hit his head on the when he was coming onto the stage. The damn.
Bro, in my section, it was the weirdest visual because you had like my friends who were like sneakerheads and into hip hop and the b-boys and stuff, and then you had like a white guy in a suit right next to me with his girlfriend who could clearly, I honestly know what happened. Wifey was like, hey, we want to do something fun tonight. And then he was like, oh, well, Wu-Tang's playing. Oh, let's go. I'll go if you want to go. Right? And then she's
not knowing a damn
what she
thing.
was going to get into. And they're like, oh, well, let's go to dinner first. And then like homie was like in a blazer.
Yeah.
Right? And then like.
Because it was a nice place that they were going to eat at.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was with my, I call her the love of my life, Sharon. Okay. She was.
Shouts to Sharon.
Shout out to Sharon.
For real.
Love of my life, Sharon.
I know she's tuned in. I can tell.
Yeah, obviously. We were smoking, and then like he was like, "Yo, can I hit it?" And I was like, "Yes, you can, Men's Warehouse. Here you go. Here you can." He looked like. Have you ever seen Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
He looked like Andy.
Andy Dufresne?
Yeah, he looked. If Andy was from Miami and had the like Miami comb
yeah, got you.
That was what he had. 100%.
Wow.
100%. So to me, Inspect'a Deck does not touch my soul.
Okay.
So when I have a meter.
Okay.
People ask me this all the time, my top 10. Okay, and I can say this on camera. It's impossible for me to put my top 10. Impossible.
Okay.
Because I have different buckets. So I will say I have a top 10 favorite people that I listen to, but I can't include groups. I can't include that type of thing. I also don't want to compare Common, the woke scene, to the I got a gun so big scene, right? Because this makes my soul feel good, and this makes me feel like I'm really with the shits. Like, I really want to hear somebody. Like, some days I want to hear the Locks and Dipset and you know, all that, Sean Price and, you know, all that. Like, I want to hear that stuff. But some days I want to feel, you know, like my neo-spiritual while I'm drinking my liquors of my Negro spiritual. Right?
The go-to,
like, that's
the staple.
My staple. So if I had to tell you, I'm sorry, I didn't want to hijack. Did you want to?
No, this is good. This is good.
Okay, so my top 10. If you're asking me who I listen to right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that's where I'm gonna go. Your playlist. What are you listening to now?
So I can go right now, and I can go current or previously, like historically.
Okay.
Right now, oh my god, I love Oswin Benjamin. Okay. I love Sean Smith. There's a guy out of Philly named Annoyed. I love him. Dave East still brings the flames. Dave East, Isaiah Rashad. I love.
Annoyed was Annoyed the one Blame Jay-Z? Mm-hmm. He's from Philly? I thought he was from Connecticut.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Connecticut.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, I just want to make sure we were referring to the same person.
Bro, that joint he did with him, Mickey Fax, and Oswin Benjamin.
Yeah, no, that's
Mickey Fax is one of my people, bro.
Yeah.
I love Mickey. Love Mickey.
Mickey Fax is one of those cats that it's like, there's nothing that really hits me over the head, but I could always count on whatever it is that he does shining. Like, I like that. I can fuck with that.
I sent him the tape, and he actually like told me that, gave me some critiques.
Okay.
So far, so I saw he did an interview in 2006 or 2007. And the way he found his voice in hip hop was the exact same way that I went. So his story is that he got into NYU Law School, decided not to go, ended up on the freshman cover of Double XL. So I'm listening to this, and our family structure was the same. Peace and love to Mickey. There's a dude out of St. Louis called Averb.
Battle scene.
Yeah.
Probably one of the battle rap cats that I was like, he sounds like nothing I'm used to listening to or that I usually gravitate to, but he's got so much skill. He's so talented. I can fuck with him.
His album, so he dropped an album last year called Bliss.
Okay.
It was on the source list. All these blogs picked it up because it easily could have been a top 10 album.
Really?
Yeah.
Write that down.
Bliss. Yeah. Averb. His album he just dropped recently has like features from people on TDE. Like he's spitting that shit.
Yeah.
It's called If I Had a Heart. Love Averb. Let me just pull this out real quick because I feel like I'm catching a blank. Music.
You've read off several.
Hold on. Let's see. Songs. Let's see. Averb. First one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Averb. Oh, Vic Mensa. His album was dope. If I'm getting ignorant, let's go to the ignorant side of the world. Okay. Do you know who Mozzie is from Cali?
I've heard the name before, but I can't tell you if I've heard a song.
If you like ignorant drug dealing music,
I'm out.
Like, if you love the drug dealing, I got a gun so big, trying to walk on them, like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Mozzie, he just did a tape with Sue Surf, who battles as well.
Yeah, from Jersey.
I like Surf's tape's actually really good too.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like,
and that's a rare thing when it comes to people out of the battling scene or the freestyle battles, that for them to put together a project, there's always that kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for this.
He hit this. It's called "Make Sure You Kill Me."
Okay.
And that song's really good, or that album's really good. Look at it, I got the Fugees right there. Just re-downloaded that. But
currently working on editing pros out of all the songs.
Jesus Christ, so bad.
But that's a solid list. I mean,
also I like the Griselda King.
Yeah, that's that whole that movement. That's probably like, I think to me, like the ignorant stuff that I'm like, I have to let this ride.
I have to let this ride.
Yeah.
Like going into my
it's the action movie. It's the action movie of rap. That's what it is. It's like there's certain times that you want to go watch a movie and you want something that's introspective, maybe where people are really working on just the cinematography and all that. That's cool. But then if you just want explosions, jumping out of shit.
Yeah, like Jason Statham?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever... I couldn't tell you what his voice sounds like, but like I want to see him kick somebody's ass. Like, I want to see him beat the shit out of somebody.
So there's music that's for every situation like that. If you just want to watch, you want to listen to just the action movie version of shit, then that falls into in line.
Historically speaking, for me it's Jay-Z.
Okay.
My high school graduation quote next to my, right? Next to the.
This is going to be good. I'm already going to start laughing now because I'm going to be impressed by this.
That was my quote was from Reasonable Doubt from Can I Live is I would rather die enormous than live dormant.
Okay.
Right? That's how we on it. And I remember the private school that will go nameless. They were like, what does this mean? Was this cryptic? And I was like, no, this is just the God MC.
Yeah.
So love Jay-Z, love Nas. My first introduction to hip hop was Illmatic. So Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie. I love Mos Def, right? Love Mos Def.
Yeah.
I still put Kanye right there. Kanye made me okay with being myself making music.
Okay.
Because originally, when I was like ciphering and shit, I'm with people with gold teeth and dreads and like people that are really doing things. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never forget this. I heard a record that I did when I was like, I don't know, like in 11th grade, and it was Gun Talk, right? Gun Talk.
That was the record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? It's so embarrassing. But it's literally talking about how I have guns. You've spoken to me for 10 minutes.
You don't seem like
I don't have no motherfucking guns, sir.
You don't look like a card-carrying NRA member.
No. Me and Carlton Banks got a lot in common, bro. Like, I can't be. I'm not the person to be like fuck around and walk on them. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Bam, bam. That's two to them.
Nah, drive by with my sweater. It gets better. Like what the fuck? Like no. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
I'm having a hard time believing myself when I do that.
I remember I would spit that shit and people would be like, I have a line in my intro. It's like, I don't talk street enough. My voice ain't deep enough. What happened to doing shit just simply out of love, right? My voice is a gift, a blessing from above. I tell you what it is, man. Who cares what it was, right? 10-10 is coming. Out
of tokens.
Check it. No more games.
Yo, matter of fact, you know what? Let's get into that track.
Yeah.
I know you was gonna debut a track. Bless us. So we'll get into that track.
Let's do it. You want me to play it or are you gonna play it?
No. We'll put it in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll take a pause. We'll listen to the track and we'll come back. Y'all get to hear it. Y'all know what's up.
Ignite my fire, take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now, the fire. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, office, so baby, you know you're getting this good love.
What would you do with your once in a lifetime? I don't know what you did for respect. I died for mine. My life's about patience and a slow grind. I can't wait. Success, me and you, we got a date. They claim he lies, he's fake. But what lies under the surface is my purpose, defined by women and designer purses. We talking LVs, Virgil. How I scheme off-white, this the bottom. The home of thieves, no apologies for a second on this earth. If I get a second chance, I'll double my worth. The hustler spirit, hope the city blushes when they hear it. Soft-spoken but violent, but my soul is ignited. My love for the game, there's no way that you can deny it. Anything past tense, I move past it. Gymnastics, how I flip. What you see is what you get. No matter what side you pick, I'm the shit.
Ignite my fire. Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now, the fire. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, office, so baby, you know you're getting this good love.
In my own mind, I know that I'm a legend. Only make moves with the brethren. Please don't start with all that damn stressing. I didn't need Excedrin, just waking on my blessings. Yeah, you can't help who you attract, just watching you entertain. Cause some of these women just trying to be maintained. She said, if I want vagina, gotta get a designer. Regardless, she's heartless. Neiman Marcus is where you find a mi vida. Niga Moore, who only loves Dior. She only answers texts when she's hungry or she bored. She pretty and petty, so that ass don't listen. But Birkins somehow just always keep her attention. My favorite line they say is that I'm different. My girl told me she don't do well with competition. She don't get jealous. She just lose interest. Dating in the city of sin is always vicious. Yeah.
Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now, the fire. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, outfit, so baby, you know you're getting this good love. Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now, the fire. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, outfit, so baby, you know you're getting this good love.
Y'all heard it. Sneak peek. Out of tokens. 1010. Talk to us about that track.
10, 10, 10. So this was a lovely, lovely track. It's called Ignite. It was produced by my homie Diamond Styles, with the person who's singing is Diamond, like his wife.
Okay.
So just kind of going through and fighting through. They sent me, we kind of went back and forth, and they sent me the track, and I said, all right, bet I got this. Okay. So we have two very friendly radio kind of sort of playlist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Triple Z and I were laughing about this because I recorded a song called Love is Love, and it is going to be probably played on like cruises, and like there's always going to be girls. There's like, love is love.
You need that though.
Yes,
You need that.
right? But then we have my favorite song on the album. It's called Black Boy Joy.
Okay.
And I got this producer named Nav. He sent me like 3 tracks. He really framed the project. And previously, the album started, like the first tracks I got, it started as a very boom bap album, then transformed into Yeezy, Jay-Z, Miami, kind of a very like holistic view on it.
Okay.
The intro is called I Just Want to Rap. I have production there from Citation Sounds, who's a local
Shouts
guy.
to Draz.
Yeah, shout out.
BrewsBeats&Eats alumni.
Appreciate you for blessing me, please. So he blessed me with a couple tracks for that. He actually has 2 songs on the album.
Dope.
And then basically the story is, the reason I came up with Out of Tokens is no more games, right? So my whole life I've decided, let's do it next year. Let's do it next. Let's do it. Let's wait. You know what I mean? Let's wait. And it's angry, it's unapologetic, but it's also really fun, right? And I think that it shows my personality very well. And I made the conscious effort to try not to oversaturate the music with lots of profanity or lots of anything.
Yeah.
I'm still rapping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm very much rapping.
Yeah.
The homie Triple Z had to like beg me to put a curse word in there. He was like, Greg, please, bro.
If you're gonna get across this emotion here, there's got to be a fuck somewhere in here.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right. And the name.
Sometimes you gotta kind of
Like, you
put it in
have to.
context.
He literally recorded me. And he goes, bro, I need you to put something in there. Like, you gotta upgrade whatever you're saying.
Yeah.
You gotta upgrade. Just this. I need something. Like drops. It'll make this so much better.
Yeah.
And it just kind of worked out. And my second favorite. So it goes Inspiration, and that one I wrote basically, and it was said, how much inspiration would you need to follow a dream? Forever not as easy as it seems. Live my life like a code, a creed between thieves. Almost your time now. Don't get nervous. Just breathe. Okay. And it just was like, hey, I'm inspired by the struggle. And it's different. It's a different struggle. It's not saying like I was without, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't necessarily without anything. It just was, the struggle for accepting like your dream, accepting who you are, accepting that what you love might not be accepted. And if that's not the most hip hop thing it is, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
and
So-
I imagine, as listening to you break it down like that, I imagine that a lot of times that whole next year, there's always an element of fear also of that plays in the mind, like, yo, is it gonna be accepted? Is it gonna be something that people are not gonna dig? Like, no, I should hold off. Maybe I should hold off. And that, I mean, I don't know. The perfect example is this podcast. This podcast, I had bubbling the thoughts for a while. I want to do this. I want to do this. What do I do? Okay, I came up with the formula, the format. I'm like, all right, got it. And I was talking to people close. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, And it got to the point where they're like, why isn't it done already? And it would be, nah, because, I want to.
Yeah, that was my shit.
So when you're saying it, it brought me back to that moment before I started recording. And like, no, because I want to have like the intro between this, and I want to have like, my homeboy do cuts between this, and like the production value. I was getting ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
And it just came down to that where they're like, yo, you just need to do it.
And look where you're at now.
Yes, episode 54, 5, if we're counting. Yeah, season 2. Season 2.
Well, what I say is, like, what would you do with the chances of a lifetime? Like, what would you do to live in this moment forever? And I think what we paint a picture of doubt. We paint a picture of uncertainty in our minds, and it gives us the freedom to say that things aren't perfect, right? And I listen to music not to just listen to music, but it makes me feel a certain type of way. So if I wake up in the morning and my soul needs a certain I know where to go.
If it's calling for something.
Yeah. So there's been a couple albums, and, again, I'm not trying to, like, because he's here, I don't want to say that, but like I've told the homie Triple Z a bunch that he made an album, Wizard. I saw him make it. Like, I actively was in the studio making it, right? And it's so unapologetic. It's so, like, raw, so unapologetic, and he walked the earth like, yo, this is just who it is. Gave me the idea to say, all right, well, like, this is cool. Like, it's cool I don't have it all figured out. It's cool that I don't have everything perfect. It's cool that I'm starting the slate. It's cool that, all that. And the reception just from people who have heard some of the bars, even heard anything. I was the cipher killer. Like, that's what I was. People were, oh, you make music? Oh, you make songs? Like, yeah, like, you make songs? Like, you were the cipher guy.
Yeah.
And
I thought you just came in, dropped the hot 16, and be
yeah,
like, I'm
yeah,
gone.
nah, like,
you can have it.
That was my thing.
Go ahead and pick up these pieces.
My thing was energy and being unapologetic and just dropping some crazy shit. And I try my best to be punchy as possible. Like, one of my punchlines I said in a cipher when I first got back was Matrix, red or blue pill. I'm sorry, the Matrix is the only time, Plan B is the only time I want to see the blue pill. If I can't save the world, then tell me who will. Monica Lewinsky in my pocket, blue bills. Like, get it? Monica Lewinsky, who blue bill? Like Monica. Get it? Like, Monica. Monica
And this is
Lewinsky.
happening. I mean, being familiar with how ciphers work, you're doing it at a speed where people are grasping it.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen at that speed when you're in a cipher. It's like, if you don't catch on, you're going to get left. It's like, and then you might have to come back and go, hey, so what were you saying?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, and that's in the.
Or to come up with it at a speed.
Right.
Yeah.
Or another one I told Triple Z we were laughing about. I said, I rolled like tires. 2020 been a good year because good year explodes. Good year tires. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a craft.
We try to slick talk as much as
yes.
As much as possible. The baby minor line.
Yeah.
I try to mix in a bunch of punches and stuff. So I say this all the time. Hip hop saved my life. The idea of it saved my life. And rap preserved my vision. So it's been a blessing for me to even have an opportunity to partake in the culture. And I take it very seriously. I take the ideas of it very seriously. I write every single night. I want people to hear the album and take it all in holistically and say like, this person really fucking tried. Like this
yeah.
person tried. You
Yeah.
know, there's only one song on the album that I've been fighting with my executive producers, which will be unnamed, nameless.
Like the private school.
Right, like just
omit it from the record.
Omit it from the record.
Got you.
I think it's not bad. He thinks it sucks. So we're just kind of playing a tug of war. Okay. It's a he. I'm not saying it's you.
No.
I'm not saying the person filming, but it might be someone else who's in the room.
Okay. Yes.
Who's having a problem
with one particular song.
with one particular song.
Okay.
Maybe
one day he'll be whoever he is.
Yeah, whoever he is.
Whoever he is, maybe there'll be one moment where his mind is ready to kind of make the connection that you have with the song. Because sometimes, like I say it all the time on the podcast, is even myself in my hip hop listening experience, there's stuff that I hear one time and I'm like, oh shit, what is this? And years down the line, I'm playing and I'm like, why the fuck did I sleep on this? Like, we're not always ready to receive certain things.
And I'm a firm believer of such.
So
I'm a firm believer of
So I'm just going to say that there's going to be a moment. It's not happening on your schedule, but there'll be a moment.
Well, it's not you.
Okay.
Not
Well, I'm
my
glad
filming.
you said that because the last thing I want to do is treat a guest like that.
I'm not saying there's 4 people here. It could be, it's a
Yes.
1 in 4 chance.
Shouts to Raw Productions.
Yeah.
Who has nothing to do with this either.
Yeah. Raw, my guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's anybody else that I've named, okay? No. But it's a high potential and possibility that someone else, not your sons, okay? Not your sons. I'm just saying, it's potential. Potential for there being an issue. But no, I'm going through visuals now.
Okay.
It's just so crazy to me because I'm going through visuals. We're doing merch. We're doing
covering all the angles. It's a great thing. Like now, while this is the time to do it when you don't have access to, let's say, performances, popping up at places, being seen just in the outside. That's where you kind of like bring all your pieces in and you start thinking, okay, well, I got this ready for that. I got this ready for that. So that when you do get a chance, when the album drops or the next chance you get to go out there and promote it, like you already got everything covered, like everything's planned out. Your pieces are already ready to move in what direction and whatnot.
Yeah. I appreciate. One thing I will say, I appreciate you letting me come here because I wanted people to understand the story, the background. Excuse me. I wanted to have them understand the background, the story of what I've tried to build. We don't necessarily get introduced to new artists and accept their music instantly. And so many times what happens is we don't have the MTV diary. We don't have that old school, like, hey, why are you who you are and doing the things that you do? So I appreciate, platforms like yours and giving people an opportunity to tell them about themselves, drink some really cool beer and, laugh a little bit.
Yeah. No, exactly. I know I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if it was on or off camera, but we talked about it. And it's my favorite part of this platform is that it's brought me back into these circles and these groups and getting to know and coming up. I came out of high school in '93, and back then it was. Of course, you had your crew or guys in the school or in the surrounding areas that, were into hip hop, and you'd always try to make a connection with them or build on something. But then through time, it's like you'd always complain like, man, there's not enough music around here. And just being able to like build with H, Human Sushi, the whole South Florida media fam, what they do hip hop. I'm like, bro, there's a lot of shit out here. Like, there's really no reason for us. You want to go other places and experience other things, but you can't tell anybody that's into hip hop from another state going that we don't have people down here that are putting in work, that are putting out projects that are like applause. Like the Wizard one that you were telling me about. That was by. Are we mentioning his
someone.
name?
I don't.
No.
Again,
so,
it's he who will not be named, like Dumbledore for whatever the guy's name is,
yes,
Harry Potter or whatever. Voldemort. There you go. Voldemort. Right? Voldemort.
But that's exactly what it is. It's like it's great to know that people that I find myself in a place where I'm like, yo, I'm being overwhelmed by music from this scene, and that's a good problem. That's like that's a great feeling that it's like, yo, cats are putting out.
Damn, but you grew up at the perfect time, though, bro.
Listen, Golden, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you.
Like you said 90. So my sister graduated, I think around the same, she graduated, graduated college 96. So
Okay.
I'm thinking
So yeah, so she was
around the same
came
age.
out of high school around the same time.
You guys, cool.
Yeah, that was
Perfect.
It was
It's-
pivotal, bro.
It's so terrible how jealous I am how much you guys grew up.
And it means a lot, the late 80s, and it means a lot for a young person to be able to say, yeah, that's when they say the golden era, that was a major movement.
You had your like everything. Music was so syndicated, so if you heard something new, that was such a brilliant moment, right?
Yeah.
It was never an instant, right? You heard what you had access to, right?
Yeah.
So there wasn't like internet or anything like that. So when I think of hip hop and how you had different areas and different places have different sounds and things like that, I remember I came in really loving hip hop in the late 90s, early 2000s. Still was very us versus them, right?
Mm-hmm.
My sister tells me all these lovely stories, and I'm just like, I cannot believe that this is where we're at in music, and not from a bad way, but you had to sit with an album. Like my sister still, my oldest sister Keisha, peace and love to the God, Keisha and Bobby. They're like the architects of who I am today. So
Okay, dope. Well, I gotta thank him for that.
My brother-in-law blessed me into sneaker culture.
Okay.
He was like, yo, these girls is wild out here. Look out for this. My sister was, she's like, here's hip hop. Like they architected who I am today.
Yeah.
And just to think, watching her get a CD, pull the jacket out, open it up before she puts it in, reads about the artist, goes through, see if the lyrics are there, all that, and then put it in and not touch it because you couldn't touch it because it would skip. So you couldn't touch it. You put it in and you're just like, right? And you fall in love with the music because it's such a, you have to dive into it because CDs were like $27, $24.
It was a commitment. Like
right?
you
were
were
had
paying,
to commit.
yes, you jumped into it, and it's like regardless whether you thought it was the greatest thing or you were gonna sit there and listen to it because that was your money. You had invested into it,
right? And even like Power 96, all these different stations had just playlists. They played 24/7, right? But at that time, like you had to fall in love with the music, and that's why I feel like the respect level I have for people at that in that age, right? It's so different. It's so deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you digest things now.
Yeah.
So when social media age comes in, internet age comes in, everything's so instant. So how do you defer and say, hey, how am I going to digest this mixtape, this album, this artist from New York, this artist from Miami? It's so hard to digest when it's like I only have 30 seconds.
And if you throw on top of that the fact that everybody's so quick to share their opinion or want to be the first one to share their opinion, it's like they're so focused on getting through an album just so that they could turn around and write something and be the first ones to write it. And you don't do it justice. Like there's no way you could do an album justice. Nas's King's Disease just dropped a couple weeks ago.
What are your thoughts? Because I asked my sister the same thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know Nas.
Yes, yeah.
Like, that's like the Mike Tyson's about to fight.
Yeah.
These kids are like watching Mike Tyson do the mitt work. And I'm like, yo, that's nothing. You should have seen him when he was out here knocking people's faces off their bodies.
In less than 8 seconds. Yeah,
right.
like it won't get past the first round.
No.
Like people are going to be.
I'm really curious to know.
All right.
Because he's rapping. He is rapping. Is he rapping? Right? Like my introduction to Nas was Illmatic, but my second introduction was like Live at the Barbecue.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that was where I was like, oh shit.
Who says this stuff? He does. Oh,
right,
crap. You can't say that. Search and Large Professor. Yeah.
Right.
The King's Disease. Overall, it's a good project. But
give me a grade from like. Or give me a GPA, whichever one you feel like.
Okay. Let's go. Honor, shouts to the source. Let's go with the mic system. I would honestly say that's a solid 3 mic. That's a 3 mic album.
Really?
Yes.
So
I can never question.
On the barometer, that Illmatic is 5.
Yes.
Okay. So he's okay.
Yes,
that's
a solid 3. It could have been stronger. I wasn't crazy about the Firm song, which is most people.
So disappointed.
Yeah,
I was
and it's
like-
not that they didn't hit. I think like Foxy, it's like hadn't done it in a while. Like the ring rust was very noticeable on it. She kind of just like, yeah, I'm gonna get through this verse. I liked what AZ did to it.
AZ's nasty.
You know,
God level bars.
Yes. And Cormega also, for the fact that he wasn't, that I don't think most of these people were together when they wrote it. They just sent them the beat, and then he wrote to it and put that together. I like that because you're hoping that you're building off of something. I don't know how much they prefaced it as far as what the theme of the song was, what they were looking for. I don't know how much was much of an interaction there was with that, but I still think like he did a hell of a job staying in time and in tune with what they were the topic, I guess, in a sense. I'm always down for rappers. I give it also a 3 because I'm glad that Nas, and Nas rarely does it, is he's not reverting to trying to appease the newest crowd.
Yeah.
As far as the lyricism, like the production, okay, yeah, you mess with the production.
This is the best production he's ever had, though.
You know,
You can't tell me on a production, like, because there's, if you can go through, because to me, Nas has 4 transcendent albums.
Okay. Okay.
He has 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Of those 4, we don't love the first 2, like Illmatic and I Am. We don't love those for production.
It was written.
Or it was written, sorry.
Yeah.
We don't love those for production. We love those because he says some of the craziest shit ever.
Well, Illmatic, I mean, hey, listen, I think what we fell in love with was that it was unheard of for someone to gather all these production
Stories,
greats,
yeah.
the production greats, and everybody lends something to it. Whether it's Pete Rock, Premier.
He had crazy production on Illmatic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's to be your debut.
Yeah.
He had Premier,
Yeah.
he had Q-Tip, he had Pete Rock, he had Large Professor. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not familiar with the last 4.
Pete Rock, Large Professor, LES.
LES? What did LES do?
LES did. Fuck, I can't. Did LES do Represent?
No, that's a Premier beat.
Is it okay? LES did.
That's my favorite hip hop song ever.
That Represent is ridiculous. Have you heard what Elzai did to it? Oh, okay. Elzai did an album, an homage called Illmatic, and he took Illmatic and he flipped every song.
That's blasphemous, though, bro.
The job that he did with it.
It's hard for
But he did it with a live band.
Okay.
And
it's
what
different spin.
And yes, and what he did with, if you Represent, you have to listen to it. If what they did with Represent alone, I was like, this is so tough. This is so tough. But who else was on there? I can't think of who else was on there. But LES, Large Pro, Premier, Q-Tip, Pete Rock. I said he was One Love was Pete Rock. I mean, not One Love was Q-Tip. Whose World Is This? The World Is Yours. It's Pete Rock, and I can't remember who the other ones are.
There's one more we're missing, but
that was, I mean, goes to say that if you put together these producers, like that album is strong. Is this production-wise? Is this album that? I wouldn't expect it to be. I wouldn't expect it to be in the sense that you're getting. Okay, I'll tell you this. I do appreciate the fact that if it's Hit Boy did the whole thing, and he touched different vibes. Like for each song, it was a different vibe. Like he didn't fall into a hole where it was like, I'm just turning out these same beats and you just rap over them.
Also, Hit Boy's doing West Side Gun's new album.
West Side Gun. Okay.
Now, here's my thing. I'm going to ask you this and honestly.
Okay.
Do you feel like you harshly judge Nas because you know, like, you're nostalgic?
Nah, I give him room.
Yeah?
Because Life is Good, I liked it.
That shit was fire.
I liked it.
She was fire.
And there's very few that I could share that with.
I didn't like the Kanye album.
And I think that was a victim of it being so long since you heard something Nas. So you're kind of like, yeah, I like this because I haven't heard Nas in forever.
Kanye and Nas mean so much to me. So when I expected it to be like Beethoven's Sixth Symphony. Like I expected it to be the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So,
Overpromise.
Yeah,
underdeliver. BrewsBeats&Eats. We talk beats. We're gonna get into these eats in a second. King Tetrus is still with me.
Blessings, be to the gods.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, eating good food. So what you eating on? Catfish, I had that. Brisket, love that. Pizza, love that. You know we on.
King Tetrus.
Yeah.
Blessing.
Check. Yo, I just want to rap sometimes. Just sometimes. You have like an
Sometimes.
intermission. Sometimes I just want to rap. Check.
Yeah.
First off, from the city, known for Chevys and the Dickies, hold no pity for the weak, smart, and the weary. Let me be blunt and just tell you all my theories straight up. See, it's a different angle when you write. Never paid attention, pay attention what the youth for likes. I'm from the city where cops don't bother read us rights. Baby see jail before they know what's wrong from right. I lust for women and kicks, that be my only vice. Fucking got a gun, tuck it. Sorry, just ignore my ignorance. Be served cold like a delicacy, you know, savor the decadence. I exude elegance. I seen things that your people can't believe on the quest for dead presidents. But wait, I'm ahead of the subject like the predicate. All about action like verbs. Y'all just distraction. I'm just talking, getting on my nerves. I could give a fuck less about the city paved and gold. I'm direct. A fuck less about success. 44 inches be my chest. No, it's double breast. Not the one to test. I'm the best. I digress. They say it's open mic poetry night. I like to snap. Say I must adapt. Boom back to trap. But what if I just really want to rap? See, I listen to the something that's missing. The beer. The beer. Wait. The beer. Daddy got me. Check. Check. See, I listen to the radio when something's missing, but who am I kidding? Y'all is feline, pussy baby kittens, lying talking about the blunts he be ripping, blocks he be pitching. I'm on a quest to be different because me and my amigos and glisten amigos. Fire everywhere as far as the eye goes. Reasonable doubt, friend or foe, the Evos. A shade over 30 with dreams to go and go. They say my voice ain't deep enough, never talk street enough. What happened to do with shit just simply out of love? See, my voice is a gift, a blessing from above. Man, who cares what it is? When I tell you what it was, that's my truth. All facts. I just really want to rap. Beats and brews, brews and beats. One time for the streets.
Yo, you just heard the intro.
But like not the beer part, but
Not the beer part.
not the beer part.
No, out of tokens, 1010. You just got the intro. My man, I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better first ever performance on BrewsBeats&Eats the podcast. Yeah,
I appreciate you letting me do
post,
that.
I'm gonna put the applause in there. It's gonna sound real nice.
Thank
But
you.
bro, that was dope. I mean,
Thank
if
you.
that's what we have to look forward to, there's no reason why we can't get involved with out of tokens 1010.
I think I have like 3 rapidy songs where like if you're
Which is why I show up to most
you're-
places
you're
anyway.
like,
So I want to hear the
shit.
rap shit.
Yes, this dude's rapping. Rapping. God bless him. You know what I mean? I rapped a little bit, and then I got some cruise Y100 stuff
Got you.
going on
Yeah.
for my Caucasian persuasion.
Yes.
For my peoples.
Get everybody involved.
Yeah, get everybody involved. You know, like my friend Kyle can tell his friend Rebecca that this is a hip hop song he just heard.
Yes.
Right? While they're fighting, well, how come she doesn't put enough seasoning on the chicken? Like, this is the music they're gonna listen to when there's not enough seasoning on the chicken. That's what's happening.
And raisins in the chicken salad. Raisins. And the raisins. And raisins in dishes where you're like not quite sure why
Yes.
there's raisins there.
Yeah, no Caucasians were hurt in the filming of this video.
I want
At
to
all.
say this. King Tetrus knows exactly how this podcast works. I'm in
Blessings.
fear of my job because we're in the Eat segment. This is BrewsBeats&Eats, the podcast. He's talking about unseasoned chicken. This is the Eat segment. Thank
Yes.
you guys for following us up until this point. This is where we get to know my guests' food taste. We talk
Food
music,
taste.
we tasted beers. Now we're going to talk about food taste. Tetrus, I like to ask people, typical day, 24, a full day of meals that you like. Okay, if you were to plan your ideal meal day, that's the verbiage I've been using for a while and it escaped me. But from breakfast to dinner, some people, if their days last a little longer than 12, 16 hours, they might go into a later meal. But what would a day of just ideal food, like the foods that you love, consist of?
If I could eat anything in one day, is
Yes.
that a better?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. I believe in a different type of fitness plan. It's called cheat day is every day. Okay?
Yes.
So if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And if you're not living, you're dying. So these are all things my father blessed me with a child and told me. So if I had to put my perfect day of caloric intake and things I love, I'd say fish and grits.
Okay.
Because, I'm Southern. I love
Okay.
me some fish and grits, but like with
I mean, I can tell you're becoming emotional. You haven't even described it yet, but there is an emotion that is running through your body right now.
Yeah. I love me some fish and grits. Cajun style grits. You add like the butter, the cheese, the seasoned salt, little kind of like New Orleans flavor. Fish and grits. You add that with a little sangria or potentially
I mean, little libation early in the morning, because if you're gonna say you drink all day, you got to start. Yeah.
Basically, my family didn't raise quitters. So if I start in the morning drinking, I fully intend on drinking.
You're seeing it through.
Yes, there is no
admirable quality.
Right, one does not try. There either is or you do. Right, peace and love to the homie Yoda.
Yeah, do or do not. There is no try.
Right, peace and love to the homie Yoda. Yes. Lunch. God, I love steak sandwiches.
Okay.
Love me some steak sandwiches. Right, that the Miami persuasion. But my steak sandwiches have to have a little different seasoning. What's the name of the place by your house?
Palacio de los Jugos.
I can't pronounce it, but yes.
Palacio de los Jugos, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about pan con bistec. You're talking about Cuban bread, the palomilla steak, flattened out.
Yeah.
You got the bed of crispy.
Yeah, you gotta have a lot of papitas.
Crispy potatoes.
You gotta have a lot of papitas.
Yeah.
Más papitas, mami. I learned how to say that. Más papitas.
Tell her,
mami.
hey, tú me amas. Más papitas.
Más papitas, mi amor, mi vida. Right?
Yep.
See, I know how to order food in Spanish very well. Only because
half the battle. The next one is the beer, and I mean that's
pretty
simple.
That's pretty much it. So after steak sandwich,
you fuck with mayo on the steak sandwich?
Of course.
Okay.
You got to put the mayo and then a little bit of lemon on top.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
With like tomato, lettuce, the mayo, papitas, the steak. A little bit of butter on. I don't want it super crunchy. I don't want the bread super crunchy.
Got you.
I get weird about my bread getting toasted.
Yeah.
You know, it needs to just be like digestible. Because then like the roof of your tongue, it's like eating croutons.
It suffers through. Yeah.
It's like eating croutons with
and
steak
then the taste inside keeps drawing you back to it, so you keep biting onto this crusted bread that you're gonna suffer every time you try to power through it. But the flavor keeps bringing you back of the ingredients. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hot pizza. It's like you bite it, it burns your mouth. Be like, yeah, I want more because the pizza's good, but it's biting the roof of my mouth. I mean, burning the roof of my mouth.
That's a wonderful segue. For dinner, always, it's open like hallways because I love me some pizza. Okay. I am still college minded where if you offer me pizza 9 times out of 10, like I would go get
and
pizza.
The 10th one would be you wouldn't accept it because you just had pizza.
Yes, or because I would be on a date and they'd say, I want to do something nice and get dressed up. And I'm like, yo, you want to get like artisan pizza? Like, you want to go to like Anthony's? You want to go to Andiamo?
What?
Like, what we doing? Like,
I got you. They'll put some truffles on the pizza.
Like, you know, the little arugula salad on top? Like, what, you want artisan?
You want the pesto crust? Because I know a place that they hook it up where they put the pesto on the crust.
Yeah, that. Or I'm really big into cooking. So my favorite thing to eat, which I actually have to cook for my sister this weekend, it's her birthday. Happy birthday, sis.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Blessings be to this
It'll be
sister.
belated, but
yeah.
Birthday wishes nonetheless.
Yeah. Love her. She's the sister that told me the 6 feet under rules. And she changed my life.
Knowledge and wisdom.
Knowledge and wisdom. So I make really great mac and cheese. Candy yams, greens, fried chicken, like the most southern Medea, Tyler Perry thing you could think of.
Yeah.
Like I that's who I am.
Those are all your chambers. This is what you represent and this is what you present.
Yeah, like sweet tea and whiskey, that's my thing. If you've never had sweet tea and whiskey,
can't say I've never had sweet tea and whiskey.
That's like someone telling, if you came to my family, like a reunion or anything, they'd be like, hey boy, hey, you want some of this? Hey, just put some of this on your chest. Hey, nephew, get some of this whiskey.
It's in that corner where most people avoid, like everybody else walking away.
You know how you always have that uncle where like he looks like he's pregnant, where it's like just a complete stomach, but he's wearing like a tank top and everyone's wearing polo shirts and like really dressed up. Yes. There's always that one uncle that smells like barbecue all the time with like the leather sandals. That's who, nephew, hey, go ahead and give me one of them things. Yeah, right? So one of that I like whiskey in either whiskey and Hennessy or whiskey. I'm sorry, whiskey and Hennessy.
I was saying, like, man, you doubling down.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Sweet tea and Hennessy.
That's like Blackout City. Batman needs to stop me for that. I say sweet tea and whiskey or sweet tea and Hennessy.
Okay.
But I'm simple. I love Southern food. If I'm dating someone, I like to cook a lot. That's my thing. My mom didn't really cook a ton.
That's a
growing
bad
up.
signal.
What?
That's actually a bad signal.
Yes, it
like
is.
if you put that out there.
Yes, it is.
People be like,
Yes,
wait,
it
what?
is. Yes, it is.
You like to cook?
I'm a
Well, that's great because I don't like to cook.
Yes. Most of the women that I attract are absolutely amazing and wonderful and beautiful, but they don't like to cook. They ain't even trying to cook, right? They ain't even trying to cook.
And you trying to eat.
And I'm trying to eat, but like, they ain't really trying to cook. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They come to my house, hair's beautiful, face is beautiful, all that. I always feel that in order for someone to cook me a meal that I'm gonna enjoy, they need to have the little
The little underarm.
they gotta have the little
Underarm.
they gotta have the little
Because you know you're getting quality.
right, you know you're getting quality. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're
Because there was a lot of taste testing that went on before. That's,
yeah. Like if your grandmother is skinny, bruh, and she's like over
Abuela.
70, but you've been making 3 meals a day for how long? And you ain't thick, and you don't got enough.
And you're not vegan because that wasn't a thing back
No.
then.
So I'd be looking like, you ain't got enough of the ting ting right here, right?
Either that or they're doing triceps. Like
Yeah.
that's something they hit steady. But
I'm okay
that's
with
usually not
them
the
using
case.
the shake weight because it might be in my benefit on one day, right?
Yeah.
Might be my benefit one day.
One day. Yeah.
Oh,
now I see the purpose of the shake. Oh,
yes, baby. You want a shake weight for Christmas? Yes, boo. Get your shit. Yes, tap
I'll
your
be
shit.
over here whipping up the
Right.
grits and the fish.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just be waiting, like shake weight and then hair in a ponytail. I'm like, oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah. It's Tenderoni.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you. Yes, I will take some of your workout plan. But yeah, I'm really simple. I try to do different restaurants every month.
Okay.
Even if I just go down to 8th Street and
Got you.
just
Venture out and then
just pick one. Alapata, 8th Street, Hialeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I find a place, then I'll just, kind of check it out. But I like places that, like, the seats look like they're ripped. There's, like, a paper menu, right?
Yeah.
The same woman's been working there since 30,000 years ago.
Yeah.
I like to have a personal connection. In my last life, when I was prior to being crowned king,
I can't believe I missed that event.
yeah, but prior to me being crowned king,
Yeah.
right? Me and King Arthur fought for it.
Really?
It was a bar fest. I'm not gonna say who won or lost, but I'm crowned king.
Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, somebody drew the sword from the stone.
This is true. It was.
But revisionist history tells us
Yeah.
it was King Arthur.
Yeah. That was the whitewash story that they told you, okay? But prior to them seeing a black man do it, okay? They saw me pull the sword out of the stone, and they were like, yeah, you know what? We'll have to remix this. We'll have to remix this.
He's the only one at the party. We can't give him all the power.
No. We're gonna have to give him the Jesus treatment too. Yo, you look too dark walking on water, bruh. Homie out here doing too much. We gotta like white out this real quick. No, so I used to do like steakhouses and Miami Spice is going on right now, but you don't feel it because it's quarantine. So I used to do a lot of different restaurants and tuck my shirt in halfway and wear slippers and like during this time
To keep it classy, like-
yeah, my shirt would be like buttoned like right here, like disrespectfully as I'm wearing I Love Strippers t-shirt. As I'm wearing.
What would be the initial look before they tell you follow me? Like your table's ready. I can imagine what that. It was the look. It was the look that I gave you
Yes,
at the end of the first segment.
Disappointment.
Your table's this way.
100% disappointment. Right. God bless the girl I'm dating. Is that like, she's always like, is that what you wearing? You know what I mean? Like,
You need an indicator. We all need an indicator.
I mean, God bless her. God bless the girl that I end up marrying and dating because my style and fashion sense is very adventurous. I love vintage threads and I love supporting like the Miami stuff. So the shorts are the homie Lottery Vintage. He does like all like the Hylia, all those type of shirts. Okay. Right. Got these shorts from him. He blessed me. This is a I Love Tootsie's t-shirt that I customized because I think it's important you invest in the next generation. So I've taken it upon myself to take my nominal income and decide to put someone through school. Gotcha. Right? You don't have to applaud me. You don't have to congratulate me. It's just thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But what you need to do is while you're there is they have a hell of a menu. From what I heard.
Lemon pepper.
Is that what it is?
Lemon pepper wings.
Did it take much for you to gain the confidence to eat at a strip club? Like, cause to me that's still kind of like a
no, sir.
It was a smooth transition. Like, what? There's food. Like no second guesses.
The first time I went to Tootsie's, I was with my homie Fat Boy, and I didn't know we were going to a strip club. This is how terrible this was. He hits me and he's like, "Yo, we're gonna go eat." I said, "Cool." I'm already on my couch. I'm wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt and sneakers, and I show up to Tootsie's in a strip club in sweatpants, and they're like, "This motherfucker."
We thought we'd make it through one night without you, with the guy dressed like that, and you pulled up.
Yeah, I pulled up. Like, so we're at a strip club now, and I'm in sweatpants. What? So. We went, I had the best lemon pepper wings. They had like 2-for-1 Hennessy's. It was lit. I pulled out like $200. So with strippers, you have to impress me, right? Like you really have to impress me. Yeah. So that night, like if you're just naked, that's like, you're supposed to be naked. Yeah, like you're a strip club, you're a stripper. Yes. I expect you to be naked and wearing clear heels. Yeah. That doesn't do it for me. Yeah. This night was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It was this girl got on the pole. She dropped. So here's the pole. Mm-hmm. She dropped all the way down on the pole. Okay. Then another girl comes, drops down, right? Okay. But like stops like within an inch of this other girl's life. Okay. Right here.
Anti-lock braking system.
Basically, she was shaking ass like a Volvo because it stopped on command. 100% the safest vehicle on the planet, a fucking Volvo, right? Shakes her ass, does all this stuff, stops within an inch of her life, and I was like, this is the greatest. Is this Circus Olay? This is fucking amazing. Then another girl comes out and on top.
Where do they keep getting these girls from?
I'm like, this is the greatest. This is so great.
You're looking for the trap door, like
right. I'm like, what's happening? And I'm just throwing money because I'm just like, this is the greatest shit I've ever seen. Then the DJ like starts scratching. And they were all, so like they were like going one direction, right? The DJ did the whoop, 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 and they went the other direction while still shaking their ass on beat. I was like, bro, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in the history of my life, right? Like I was sitting on the outskirts. Sitting on the outskirts, I got into like the closest seat you could get. So I was like, I know I can't film this, but if I don't film this, no one's gonna believe this happened. Like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, ever. Right? Ever. You know how much, I was thinking, how much do you have to trust? Like, the first girl has to trust the other two girls a lot. Yeah. Because she got, like, this close to her face. And I was like, oh, you know how much, like, when you see people, like, fight in UFC, and you know it's violent, and you kind of, like, wait for someone to get fucked up? Yeah. That's how I felt. But there was titties and ass there.
So it disarmed you a little bit. You were like,
it was like UFC, but like you actually could see tits and ass. It was the greatest thing ever. It was so good.
Bro. So, I mean, a headbutt, a ill-timed headbutt would have brought that show to a stop. I mean, they would have
kicked me out. They would have kicked me out because I would have been the person screaming in the background.
Just laughing.
This is the greatest shit ever.
Pepper wings.
Literally, yo, sis, I'm gonna need extra ranch because I'm dipping all in the sauce right now. Because this is the greatest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So yes, I support the bottom. Okay. I shop a lot at the Daily, Kicks Daily. Shout out to the homie Dila. I actually support my buddy Jason. He has like the most amazing clothing line he does. Okay. He actually just dressed some of the NBA players. MoreJasonWest.com. Love some of his fitteds, and I do the Florida thing. So anytime you see me out, I'm wearing Miami shit. Like Dolphins, Heat, Dolphins, Heat,
Marlins,
Panthers. But you'll never see me in University of Miami gear. Like, that just won't happen.
I don't blame you.
Just will never happen.
blame
Go Knowles till the day I die. You'll never see that happen. So everything I support is for the bottom. Everything I support is for the city. Shout out to the 305 brand, the homie Everton. Shout out to Worms World, my Colombian brother from a different mister. He actually just dropped, he made me be a model for a Walter Mercado.
Yeah, rest in peace.
So I didn't know this guy was a big deal. So he hits me and he's like, hey man, you want to be a model? And my stupid behind is like, yeah, bro. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. Right?
I've been eating to prepare for this moment.
Like, I've been waiting for this moment my entire existence.
You ready to take the stage?
This is what I was bred for, was modeling, right? Like, if you're telling me you want to take pictures of me because I'm good looking, I can now put booking info on my Instagram. like find booking info. I might start an OnlyFans. Who knows? Who fucking knows? I might start
You still got the shirt that you button down to here?
Yeah. My default is one button tucked in with like slippers on. I got some baby oil because I don't believe in lotion, so I just put some on the legs.
And try to maintain the youth, the baby oil.
That's it. Black don't crack, so I'm trying to do the best I can right now. So Worms World, he had me model it, and everybody was like, yo, do you know who Walter Mercado is? And I was like, no, sir. The last shirt he had me model before that was Hector Lavoe.
Okay.
And I'm like, they're like, you know how much drugs that guy did? And I was like, I don't.
But the music he put out,
I don't know. I dated a lot of Hispanic women.
I'm sure there's plenty of models that go out there and they'll wear stuff that they probably don't totally feel great about, or they probably wouldn't rock. But hey, listen, being a model, it's a struggle.
It is.
You put aside your own
personal problems.
Exactly, and your beliefs, and just for the sake of fashion.
I will say this: the burden of being this good looking is hard. I will say it's very difficult to be.
I'm glad I'm not tasked with it.
It's such a.
If there's anybody that I would want to be tasked with that,
sir, you spoil me with kindness, and you're a great scholar and gentleman. I appreciate everything you're saying right now.
I've been told. King Tetrus, man, we did this. We did a lot.
We did.
Talked a lot. And
Blessings.
I mean, it was such a thrill and experience to get to know you.
Yeah.
We got to know your the early ons, the first rhyme ever written. You left them with a cliffhanger on that first rhyme. Everybody was waiting for more from the cipher, and you're like, And then we left them with a cliffhanger. We got into the brews. We talked beers, drank beers.
It's a joint, right?
You found your happy places with these beers. That's excellent. Well, we talked music and we just talked eats, man. Well, before we wrap this up, desserts.
My favorite desserts?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm southern as shit. Peach cobbler.
Okay.
Ice cream, peach cobbler, apple pie, chocolate cake or red velvet cake with ice cream. Peace and love. My mom loves red velvet cake. Red velvet. Red velvet. So red velvet, chocolate cake, sugar cookies. Have you ever had midnight cookies before?
The midnight cookies and cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a problem.
I cried from it. It's so good. It's just really
Tears
good.
of joy just flowed.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like seeing Titanic for the first time.
Yo, BrewsBeats&Eats the podcast. You know what it is. Got King Tetrus at the crib. Shouts to Solar System Studios. We're back in this.
Yo, can we get Triple Z
production.
to Triple Z? Come here.
Z.
Z, come here.
He's outing. I think he's outing him because now we've pretty much established who the 4 people in the room were.
Triple Z, we just have one question for you. What? Just one question. I only want to know one question. You only can provide one answer. Who is the sexiest man alive?
Me, bitch.
Hey! Peace and love out of the above. Black hand, baby.
There it is. BrewsBeats&Eats the podcast. As always, I'd like to thank King Tetrus for taking the time, sitting down and talking it up with me. I'd like to thank you, the listener, the viewer, the audience, for tuning in yet another week. I'm fumbling through this, and I didn't even drink that much beer. Keep up with me at BrewsBeats, the letter N, Eats, at Instagram. The Gmail's the same way. Let me know what you're thinking. We did get the results from the poll a couple weeks ago. I'll be putting up polls and then forget about it. Ketchup or no ketchup on a hot dog? Resoundingly, well, not resoundingly, I'd say It went, I'd say a 58 to 60%. Yes.
Wait, so people saying, do you put ketchup on the hot dog?
Yes.
Again, I was like,
Fucking hell no.
if you
Okay,
said no,
Triple
I'd
Z.
be like, who
So
needs
now
a hug?
I'm wondering if I should include.
Yeah, you should, bro.
It's to the tally.
Yeah.
Ketchup on a hot dog.
Absolutely, but I on my
So-
hot dogs, I eat ketchup, mustard, little chips, and a little bit of mayo.
Okay. Triple Z, he let y'all know there's no ketchup.
Mustard and onion.
Does not have a place on a
Mustard
hot
and onions?
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
dog. Yo, Rob, where you at? Ketchup or no ketchup on a hot dog?
Ketchup, mustard, and relish.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Who hurt you, Triple Z? Onions and what?
If you enjoyed what you heard, tell a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, tell an enemy. Tell somebody. They can find it on all streaming platforms. Now it's on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the
Peace,
bell for
peace.
the notifications. Out of tokens, 1010. Don't forget, it's
Can I-
happening.
Can I put my rapper voice on real quick?
Please.
Check. Hey yo, peace and love. All the above. Let me try it again.
Run it back.
One more time.
It's a podcast full of second
This
chances.
one? This one? Hey yo. My rapper voice.
Please.
Hey yo. Peace. Check. I don't know if I'm gonna get through it. I don't know if I'm gonna
Hey, yo, check this out.
Yeah.
Get Tetrus in the house. We're lounging, maintaining,
Alright,
holding
I
it
got
down.
this. I got it now. I got it. Yo, check. Peace and love, all the above. Tetris and the place to be. Out of tokens, 1010. Peace and blessings be to the gods. All we ever did was beat the odds. Black hands in the building. Thank you so much for having me come through. Peace and blessings. Everyone try 3 of these beers. The 4th one at your own discretion. If you want lawsuits in the future, Kelly Slater, Bayside Crew,
Zach.
Zach,
Screech,
Screech,
Lisa,
all y'all. Like,
Principal
I know,
Belding.
Listen, Principal Belding. I know that you have these in your drawer underneath your desk. Okay, so peace and blessings. Okay, to all the educators. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. Peace. You know what I mean?
BrewsBeats&Eats the podcast. Shouts to WBCC. All right, check them out.
Gang.
That felt good, bro. That felt good.